Hey friends, it's Barb Techel. I am here today to share a really cool, beautiful, deeply touching, heart-opening oracle deck that I've known about for a while, and I'll share with you some information about that. But I just wanted to share it with you because I got it about a week and a half ago, and I've worked with it a few times already, and it has been very, very helpful for me about a healing journey that I've been on recently. So the name of the deck is Song of the Grandmothers, and it's by Kara Simons, and it's illustrated by Mari in the Sky. Now I have Kara's first deck, which I love as well, and that is Prairie Majesty Oracle, and this one is illustrated by Amy Putney Koenig. What I love about this deck, I think I did a video on this one as well. I'm pretty sure I did. I'll link that one, that video below if you want to check that out. What I like about this deck is I love the questions that the cards pose. So it's really fun to work with this deck. If you can't think of a question, to just pull a card and then work with that question and pull from other decks if you wish, which I actually did. Did I do that in a recent reading? I think I did that in my December reading, now that I think about it. My monthly reading for everyone. I'll put that link below too if you haven't seen that. So, Song of the Grandmothers. I'm not going to do an unboxing and an unveiling here because I've already opened the box. But I just really felt called to share this deck with you because it is so touching. And the story behind this for myself personally is I didn't at first feel called to get this deck, even though I really love Kira's work and I love her Instagram page and following what she's up to. But then it occurred to me recently as I was going through my own healing journey that I needed to have this deck. So I feel like I was probably one of the last ones to order. um, and I'm so glad I got it. So I want to share it with you. And of course, I just love all the colors. They're like all rainbow colors. The rainbow's up here. I love purple. And purple, how often is purple associated with grandmothers, and our elders and all this beautiful wisdom that they carry with them, and so many of us um, perhaps no longer have our grandmothers in our lives. Maybe we just carry the spirit of them within us. And I no longer have my grandmothers in my life. They both have been gone a long time now. And or maybe you didn't have the best of a relationship with your grandmother that you wished you had. Now, what's really touching about this deck, which I did not know, and where did I put the booklet? Here it is. And the reason that Kira created this deck, it's so touching. I remember I was laying in bed one night and I started to read the guidebook and I was just moved to tears of why she decided to create this deck. It's so beautiful. Let me find that. I don't want to read the whole thing too because I don't want to give it all away in case you decide you want to get this deck. So Kara says, I grew up without grandmothers. When I was 7, my parents left the Mormon church. Their courageous choice created profound separation between our growing family and most nearby relatives in the Salt Lake City, Utah area. The next year we moved to Wisconsin, which is interesting. And Kara, if you're watching this, I'm from Wisconsin also, so I'd be curious where in Wisconsin you grew up or that you moved to, where she said, I spent most of my early childhood. There's more to the story, of course, but these events effectively severed my emotional ties to grandparents. Today I hold compassion for all of it, including for little Kara, whose confusion and sadness led to buried feelings. So I think that's so important and so beautiful that she has taken the time to honor little Kara, despite not having, her grandmother influence in her life and working through all those feelings, which come through absolutely beautifully in this deck. So I thought I would just share a couple of the cards with you. Like I said, I've been working with these cards. I recently did a full moon for for December full moon reading. This too, if you want to check that out on my Instagram page. And it just seems every time I pick up this deck, I just feel very moved by it. It's just really a beautiful deck. So what she includes in her deck um, are different, on this separate card, she's got the grandmother's house spread. So you can do a spread looking at the theme, the anchor, the challenge, inspiration, and then how to move forward and pull 5 cards for that. And then she also has the grandmother's garden spread. I love that she called it the grandmother's garden spread. And this is a spread that you can assign a topic to each column to see what's growing in your garden this season. So column 1 straight across, column 2, or maybe you could do the columns up and down as well. So she gives examples of things you can look at, like your soul journey, creativity, inner child, and onward. Oh, it says read each pair of cards as a unit for that topic and then in context with others for insights about interplay among the different areas. I also love that she has the little firefly. Firefly is on this card, and I believe it's on the cover. Yes, it is. Front and center is the firefly, and firefly is a big part of my deck that's coming out in early 2023. And I don't know how Kara sees Firefly. Perhaps that's presented in here or represented in here, and I haven't come across it yet. But for me, Firefly is really about helping others to shine their light out into the world and not to be in fear of doing that. And we so need that in this world right now. So I was really, I just thought that was so cool that she has Firefly on there as well. Let me show you the rest of the box because it's so beautiful. This is the back. I love the bear on the back. What a sweet image of bear. And her boxes are I love boxes to begin with, any type of box. And then when you open it on the inside, it says how to cast a spell, dream, believe, imagine, ask, open the pathways. And then the rainbow effect on the inside. And I see that as stars on the inside. And then the sides, they look like stickers. Wouldn't that be fun to have a whole set of stickers? Maybe Kara could do that. That would be fun. I would love to buy a whole sheet of stickers from this deck. Okay, so what else does she have in here? Oh, so how her deck works is she's also got them separated into categories, and then they're color-coded, which I really like too. So they're separated into self-love cards, harmony cards, growth cards, possibility, service, and destruction. So destruction is accepting natural forces of change with less fear and more trust. And when I think about where our world is at right now, when I look at that category of destruction, so much has changed for so many of us in the last couple of years, and that has, for many people, that's left us in somewhat of a state of anxiety, some more than others. And it's really about helping us to move through change and see the benefits of, when there are major changes, and then helping us as we move forward, that when there's more change, to move through those with less fear, and to trust that everything is for a bigger purpose and bigger reason. So let's get to looking at some of the cards. I think I have them all here. Yeah, because I had pulled 3 cards to do the full moon reading, but they're all in here now. So let's just take a look at some of these cards, and I'm going to just kind of pull them at random. And the first one that comes up is Grandmother Butterfly and Transformation. So what I do know from Kara, from watching some of her videos and reading some of her posts, is that, now I lost my train of thought. Oh, so each one of these, she turned to nature as her grandmother. And isn't that beautiful? Just think about all the grandmother wisdom out in nature. I mean, it's absolutely endless, isn't it? So we've got Grandmother Butterfly, of course, which butterfly is all about transformation. And I love the little notes that she puts on each of the cards. And this says, love your present self. Isn't that beautiful? Love your present self, because we're always changing. And what I really like, what's coming up for me as I look at this card, is so often we sit in that past self of this critical place of what we should or could have done, or we live in this future place of what we think we should be doing, where in fact, love your present self, love who you are right now, be in appreciation for how far you've come and where you are now. It also says makeover, outgrown perception. I think that fits in well. And life's too short to wait. I definitely feel that more and more. I'll be 60 next year. 2023, I turned the big 60. And life is too short to wait. Let's live now, live in this present moment, enjoy it for as much as we can. See how great these cards are? I just find so much in them each time I pull one. So she's got grandmother lavender. I love grandmother lavender. That just so fits in with this image we have of grandmothers, don't we? Not that all grandmothers are like that, but there are many that are. So she has homeostasis as grandmother lavender. The pendulum swings to and fro, seeking balance and what feels right for you. That is a big message for myself personally the last few years, is really following what is right for me, following the flow of what feels right for my own heart. So maybe that speaks to you today also. I do love that she's got a lot of animals in this deck because of course I have learned so much from the animal kingdom. Here we have grandmother ostrich. Grandmother ostrich is honesty. And it says speak direct and plain, vulnerable yet tethered to the truths you house. It does feel vulnerable when we share what's on our heart sometimes, doesn't it? But being honest is what helps us to grow and evolve and to stand in the self that we believe in, our own self, and being that butterfly that is transforming. So let's just look at one more card. I'm going to why don't I do this? This is what I would like to do. I'm going to put the deck all back together again. I'm going to shuffle it. And as my final sharing of this beautiful deck, again by Kara Simons, let's just pick a card for what we need to know at the moment that you are perhaps watching this video. What is it we all need to know at this moment? Or as I said, whenever it is you're watching this video, what is it you need to know? Let's see. Did I show you the back of the cards? I don't think I did. Gorgeous. I love color, so I could just look at these all day. And it's making me think. She includes 6 extra blank cards in the deck, which you can create your own grandmother card for if you wish. What I'm going to do is, because these are blank on the other side, the six of them that she includes, I'm going to just include them as a little card with a little note, perhaps in cards that I send out, and write on the back or create an image on the back. All right, what do we need to know? What do we need to know from this deck? Let's see. This one is calling to me. Let's see what it is. Oh, I just pulled this card the other day for myself. In fact, I wrote to Kara because this was so pivotal in the final closing out of a healing that I recently worked through. So it is Grandmother Shark. And this is in the category of harmony and maintaining center, even when engaging with people, ideas outside of yourself. So the words on here is pain is a teacher. How often it is we run from pain, right? We will do everything we can to avoid pain, when in reality, the longer we sit in that pain, the longer we carry this ache in our heart. But the sooner we can look at that pain and what it's about and work ourselves through it, the ache goes away. It also says none of us excused from class. Greet the lesson, stay. And again, I think that really speaks to greet the lesson and stay. sometimes that lesson can feel very uncomfortable and we want to run the other way. But again, if we can remember that the pain is here for a reason, it's here, it's a teacher to help us to move beyond that pain and to understand where that comes from. And that it's time to heal that. It's absolutely time to heal that. And this card was so perfect in the culmination, like I said, of something that I was recently going through. So I just want to grab the guidebook and see if there's anything else to share with you before I close out this video. So 63, Grandmother Shark. I'm going to read what the message that she's got in italics from Shark, which is, I mean you no harm, darling. Do not be alarmed by the sight of my teeth in all their pointy glory. Although they serve me well and keep me alive, I will never use them to hurt you. But even my love cannot save you from the ache of humanness, always ready to spring forth. Being alive makes you soft and vulnerable, yet you are not weak. How many of us need to hear that? How often do we look at ourselves as weak if we think we just got to push through and be strong? But being alive, I'm going to read that again. Being alive makes you soft and vulnerable, yet you are not weak. It's a beautiful thing to be soft and vulnerable. When you hurt, then hurt. Honor that hurt. When we don't honor it, it's just going to keep popping up in our lives in different ways. On the other side of your pain is healing. That's the truth. Swim through the experience and let it teach you. Oh, I could cry. And then it says, I love you. Keep going. So whoever needs to hear that today, just remember that again, when you hurt, then hurt. On the other side of your pain is healing. And I can definitely attest to that through these big healing moments in my life when they felt so uncomfortable in the midst of it. And but when I got to the other side, I just felt so much better. So swim through the experience and let it teach you. And Shark says, I love you. Keep going. So keep going. Keep doing the inner work. I'm all about the inner work. And get to that other side where you will experience more harmony and joy, not only in your own life, but you can carry that out into the world as well. So I hope you enjoyed learning about the Song of the Grandmothers deck. And I'm definitely going to keep working with this deck because I just find it so deep and so transformational. So I hope you enjoyed that and enjoy the rest of your day. And I will see you again soon. Take good care, everyone. Bye-bye.